Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Naturalized Citizen? I am your host, Attorney Amanda Schaefer. We are just waiting on our second contestant who will be here any second now. While we wait, let's talk about the change that has occurred recently with the test. So back in December, Becca, if you remember, they announced we were going to have a new citizenship test. And our first two episodes of this show involved the 2020 test. Now, as of March 1st, we went back to the 2008 test. So I tirelessly worked all weekend in order to change our game show so that we can go back to the 2008 test. And that test, Becca, I don't know how much you know about the difference between the two, but I think it's much easier.
I mean, for sure. It's just not as nitpicky. It's generalized instead of being super detailed on some of these really random questions.
And one thing that's important to remember is that you need to get less questions right. So on the 2020, there is our second contestant. Welcome, Farrah. Thank you.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
No worries. You're here. That's all that matters. We were just telling our 0 viewers about our the change in the test.
I did go on the Facebook page and it says you haven't started.
Yeah, we've been having these issues and I definitely did start it. Waiting. I think there might be a delay. It might be that might be why.
On stream there's a delay, it shows up later.
Okay. So. 1 second, let me just check. Can you see this? Okay, yeah. Okay, we're good. All right. So the test did change, and it's going to be different than the questions on the first two, and no pressure, guys, but I do think this one is much easier. I've literally compared them all together. And you have to get, if you're actually taking a citizenship test, you have to get 6 out of 10 questions correct. Hey, Lambert, thank you for joining us. And Facebook, so it looks like we are live. It looks like we are live, guys. I think we're okay. And on the 2020 version, you had to get 12 questions out of 20. And not just that, the questions are, I do think, a little bit easier. And I don't like it as much for the game, if I'm going to be honest, just because I like my little dunce guy when people get the question wrong. But I do like it better for potential citizens and my clients because I want everyone to get their citizenship. So it makes everything much easier. We'll give it a couple more minutes. I'll just briefly, if this is your first time watching, explain to you what this is, what the naturalization test is. So in order to become a U.S. citizen, there's 3 main ways you can get it. 1, you're born here. That's it. 2, you acquire citizenship through your parents. We're not going to get into all the details on that, but essentially you don't have to take the naturalization test to become a citizen. It's more of an automatic thing. And then 3 is naturalization. So this is someone who was born outside the U.S., came to the U.S., became a permanent resident, and eventually applied for their citizenship. In order to become a U.S. citizen, you have to fill out an application, meet certain eligibility requirements, and then you also have to take an English test, which is a pretty simple English test, not for people who English isn't their first language, but you have to write 3 sentences and read 3 sentences. And then you have to take a civics test, and you have to get 6 out of 10 civics questions right. And this is the civics test. That was an affirmative from my computer. All right. So with that in mind, we created this game show to help teach people about what the citizenship test is like and how hard really is it for people. So I decided let's start with some immigration attorneys and see how the immigration attorneys do. And that's weird that some people are still not seeing us. This is what's been frustrating me. I think we had a problem last time, but because we have 2 fiancés of people that you're looking at right now. One says he sees us, the other doesn't. But You know, the show must go on. So hopefully it starts to work. Maybe people can refresh their page. I don't know. We're on Instagram and YouTube too. You could check us out there or recommend that if you're watching and someone else has a problem. So let's get started with the game. We want to share this. There we go. All right. I forgot it doesn't stop now. All right. I am your host. I am attorney Amanda Schaefer. I work at the Shapiro law firm. We are located in New York, New York. I've been born, raised in New York. And we also practice family and criminal law as well. But most of what we do really is immigration. And one of my absolute most favorite things to do as an immigration lawyer is to go with someone to their naturalization interview and watch them get approved. It's a really touching moment. And I didn't change my quote from last time because I didn't have time. So that's why I'm proud to be an American, because I get that opportunity. So we can ignore it. That was my old quote. I apologize. I like to give I have so many reasons I'm proud to be an American, but I just kind of ran out of time. Let's get to our contestants today. Please introduce yourself. Contestant number 1.
Yeah, so my name is Becca Niburg. My firm is Elpis Legal. And I've been practicing immigration law exclusively since 2006. But I spent more than 10 years working for the government. I do focus on appeals, and they may or may not be immigration appeals, but immigration is my happy place, especially helping out people who, really came from circumstances where they're kind of the underdog. So, yeah. So I'm also a contrarian. So, so my quote, for why I'm proud to be an American, it's hard for me to say that I'm proud of having to have been just by chance born in a particular place as opposed to anywhere else. And that doesn't mean that I don't love this country, and I don't think that we have really great things about this country. I mean, we also have things we can improve on. We're all improving, countries, as well as individuals. So I'm really feel privileged to live in a place where, I have certain basic freedoms and, an ability to be an immigration attorney, the ability to have gone to school, the ability to, have an economy around me where I can, make enough money to support my family.
Well, thank you for sharing your quote. And we have a couple of fun little facts about you here. I don't know if everyone's seen the news lately, but the cat lawyer is pretty big. So we got it. Who's this? Who are we looking at right here? This little devil.
This is Gracie. So I am not Gracie. We are separate entities. However, she has appeared in court before, at least virtually.
All right. And what do we got going on over here?
So in my leisure time, I practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So that means I know a lot of ways to break your arm, break your leg, take you down to the ground, that kind of thing. So tiny me can be your muscle if you need me to be.
All right. And rumor has it the government agency that you worked for in the past was USCIS. Is that correct?
Indeed. I started off at Justice, but I spent the majority of my career at USCIS. So I was the one on the other side of the paper, deciding whether to grant or deny.
Well, we are glad to have you and all of your I'm sure you granted all that you could. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Becca, and thank you for participating today. And contestant number 2, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello. I am attorney Farrah Qazi. I have an immigration practice in Chicago, and I was born and raised in America, but I am the daughter of immigrants, so I am intimately aware of all the struggles and also all the joys of that come along with that. I have, from a very young age, seen most of my family and extended family immigrate over here and just fall in love with this country. And so my quote kind of encapsulated all of that as well, because I know firsthand exactly what it's like to to finally get your citizenship or to get your residency here in this country.
And for your fun facts, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so it just so happened you kept on asking me for all these things and I didn't really have time. And then today was a day to organize files, and I went through an old file from, what does it say, 95 maybe? 96?
98. 98.
98. So it's when I sponsored my, at that time, fiance through a K-1 visa, and he got his residency. So I actually happened to find that, and I sent it over to you because I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. It's also cool how much things have changed because the letterhead and everything like that is completely different from what it is now. So
yeah, when you sent me the one on the left first, I'm like, that looks fake.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like a real letter.
No, and back then it was the INS, not USCIS.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Crazy.
Where's your husband from?
He's from Pakistan originally, and then he was actually coming from England and Ireland and all over. So he ended up coming over here. He always says it's because of me, but you know.
Did you know him before?
That well for him.
You know him before he came here?
Did I know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. We actually met at a wedding. So yeah, we kind of did a long distance relationship, and then we ended up together over here.
Well, that's a great story. We thank you for sharing. And it just shows you that you can find love anywhere in any way. And it can be short distance, long distance. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the relationship, of course, is real. And you have how many lovely children together?
We have 4.
All right.
So yes, it's very
lovely children.
Very real over here.
So today we have the battle of the Illinois born. You both were born in Illinois. So let's get to our games. As a reminder to everybody, before we do the coin toss, which again, I have this Olympic, I don't know if my lighting is okay, but you could see it. It's from the Japanese Olympics, the Tokyo Olympics in 1964. I don't know where this came from, but I have it. So the head side will be the one with the heads on it. It's really like 3 bodies. And the back, you just have to take my word for it. It has like the rings. I'll do the coin toss in 1 minute. But to remind everyone watching, or if this is your first time, what the rules of the game are, they're very simple. Number 1, first, this time is to 10 wins. Now, before it was 12 because you had to get 12 out of 20 right. Now you only have to get 6 out of 10 right. But we kind of felt like 6 would kind of go by like that, especially because these questions, again, no pressure, a little bit easier. So we thought 10 was a nice round number. So whoever gets to 10 first will win, although if it's a different person gets to 6 first and she wants to claim victory too, I'm not going to stop you. But essentially, that's the one rule. And the second rule is that as our contestants know, you cannot buzz in until I finish reading the question. And if you buzz in early, you will be disqualified for that round, and your opponent will have a free shot at the answer. And that's pretty much the rules. Oh, and I'm the judge, jury, and executioner. Becca, you can tell me after if I've channeled my inner USCIS agent. Hopefully I did, because I know how they think. At least I think I do. All right, so are you guys ready to play?
We are.
Let's go.
All right, Farrah, heads or tails?
Heads.
It is heads, so you get to choose the first category.
Okay, good. Let's do system of government.
System of government. Oh, I wrote down the ones I can't do with you guys because you did them yesterday, and now they're on the wrong side of my paper. All right. It's a good start. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? Becca.
2-year terms.
2 years. Off to a good. Oh, you got 2 correct.
I got a double. Need 1 for each year.
Becca, you're bored.
I'm gonna go geography.
Geography. New category. Whoops. Let's go with number 90. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? Becca.
The Atlantic.
Is
The
my buzzer
Atlantic.
connected? Is my buzzer connected?
It should be connected.
Doesn't seem to be doing
Here,
anything.
here, try it. Try pressing it.
Here.
Yep.
Okay.
You
All
just
right.
gotta be quicker. You just gotta be
Okay.
quicker. All right. Farrah, you're bored.
Alrighty. Let's do rights and responsibilities.
Rights and responsibilities. What are 2 ways Americans can participate in their democracy? Farrah.
They can vote and serve in the military.
Vote, run for office, help with a campaign, join a civic group, join a community group, give an elected official your opinion on an issue, contact elected officials, support or oppose an issue or policy, write to a newspaper.
So I've got 1 point of that.
Ooh, we're gonna have to. You had. I apologize, but you had to do 2. You got 1.
I know. I said serve, and then I just added military for no reason. I was like, I meant serve, vote, and serve. That makes more sense.
But serve. Yeah, if you would have said elected official, I wouldn't have given you points. You just said.
Anyway, continue. Let's go.
Right. All right, Becca, you're bored.
I like geography. Let's go back there.
Yeah. Hold on.
Geography. Where is it?
Wait, I'm not connected again.
Now you are.
Okay, good.
Name one of the 2 longest rivers in the United States. Farrah.
Mississippi.
Missouri and Mississippi. Mississippi. All right, Becca, you're bored.
No, I did that one. It's Farrah's turn.
I didn't switch pen. Sorry. Farrah, you're bored.
Let's do holidays.
Holidays. When do we celebrate Independence Day? Becca.
July 4th. Although in my family, we celebrate my niece's birthday that day.
We celebrate my late dog Roxy's birthday that day.
It's my dad's birthday, so I can't forget that.
All right. Big day, July 4th. Now it's Becca's board.
Yep. Let's go back to geography.
Geography. What is the capital of the United States? Farrah.
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. And it's your board.
All right. Let's do what haven't we done? Let's do the last holidays.
Holidays. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. Farrah.
Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
New Year's, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day.
No Memorial Day?
No Memorial Day in there?
I mean, I don't make the
Is Memorial Day the same thing as Labor Day?
No.
No.
No, that's so weird.
It's a federal holiday.
It is. I dispute this one.
And I deny your naturalization.
Listen.
I mean,
I dispute it as well.
I mean, even my opponent has a problem with this one.
I will double check the answer key, and if it is the answer key doesn't have it, then I will personally contact USCIS through Becca because she has the connections, and she will tell them that their answers are wrong and they are unlawfully.
We need to fight this one. That doesn't even make any sense.
I doubt I missed it. I could have. I'm human. but I'm gonna say the more likely story is that USCIS has the wrong answer. But if I was your officer in the interview and that was oh shoot, that almost fell. I caught it. If I wouldn't have been allowed to give you those points because it wasn't the answers on my sheet. They're very.
This is a matter of discretion at this point.
Is there discretion, Becca, with these? No, I didn't think so. Okay, I'm sorry, Farrah. That's just what it is.
All right, we're gonna have to fight over this one, Becca. We're gonna have to figure this out later.
Yeah, I think there's some discretion in the English portion because they are determining whether you are proficient enough, and that's a little bit fuzzy, but I don't think there's any. I mean, I never conducted Nats interviews, so I don't know, but I don't think there's any.
I wouldn't think there is, just because they have the answers in front of them and it's either there or it's not.
Yeah.
Well, if they disagreed with you, maybe they would just throw out the question.
And 4th of July are a lot easier than anything else. So next time we'll stick with those.
Yeah, you went with the hard ones.
I mean, I was trying to be more difficult, but that's fine. All right, let's go. Who's is it my board or no? Becca?
I think it's mine.
That's board.
All right, let's go to symbols. We haven't done any symbols.
Symbols.
I think you need to
wait. You have to. There you go.
Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Farrah.
For the colonies, 13 colonies initially.
Redemption. All right, back in the winning column and your board.
Let's do symbols again.
Symbols. What is the name of
you have to reset us.
I know. I'm sorry. Getting excited. What is the name of the national anthem? Becca.
The Star Spangled Banner.
The Star Spangled Banner. All right.
Now too for extra credit.
What did you say?
You're not making any of us sing it for extra credit?
Do you have a good voice?
No. It's best that we don't do that.
How about if I just give you the history about how Francis Scott Key wrote it right up the road from me in Baltimore? Like,
oh my gosh, did you live over there? I went to that area in Baltimore. I did like a whole historical tour. I dragged my kids to it and everything. It was actually fun for me. I don't know about the kids, but
good idea. I'll drag the kids there at some point.
Yeah, it's a fun place. It's a fun little tour.
Well, again, I do appreciate the stories. I think they're very interesting, and I believe our viewers will like them. However, I'm not at liberty to award extra points or bonus points. Because we're trying to make this a real life experience.
Got it.
Becca's board. Nope.
Mine?
I don't remember.
Okay, system of government.
System of government. What is the name of the Speaker of the House now? Oh, yeah, now. Becca.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, you tricked us with not reading the full question that time.
Sorry.
I was like holding it over the
I heard her say now. I was like, that's it. I'm going.
I thought I didn't clear the buzzer and I got nervous and stopped. That was my bad. All right. Farrah, you're bored.
All righty. No.
It's my board.
Becca's board.
Oh.
Principles of American Government.
Principles of American Government. What did the Declaration of Independence do? Becca.
Declared independence from Britain. Said they weren't going to be colonies anymore.
Announced our independence from Great Britain. Declared our independence from Great Britain. Said that the U.S. is free from Great Britain. That's
was
correct.
it even Great Britain at that point, or was it England? I think it was England.
It was England.
I did not decide what to call that country or group of countries, whatever you want to call it. Again, copied right from the answer case. So anything you have, I unfortunately, just like I can't help you in Your application is taking forever. I can't help you with this. All right. Becca's board.
No,
Fine. Principles of American government.
Principles of American government. What is an amendment? Becca.
a change to the Constitution.
Becca's so much faster with that buzzer than I am.
A change to the Constitution.
I had to get faster because you were beating me.
Hold on, guys. I just realized something. That question was, what is an amendment? And one of the answers is an amendment.
An amendment. I know. That's a great answer.
I told you this test was a little bit easier. Okay.
Sometimes the answers are too easy. Like they're confusing because they're too easy.
I have memories of sitting there with clients waiting for the test and testing them, and like I'm like, do I know this answer? And I'm like, what are they asking? And I just think it way too much. It's if you can memorize it, that's your best bet. Like these are straight up flashcard questions. Becca, you're bored.
Is that right? Okay. We can do the last symbols question.
Symbols.
Like the symmetry of finishing out categories.
I should know this because you would definitely not get 3 symbols question in a naturalization interview, but I've already clicked it, so I'll allow it. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Farrah.
For the 50 states.
50 states.
That's on the tour in Baltimore if you go to Betsy Ross's house.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks.
No, Betsy Ross is in Philly.
Oh, Philly. Sorry. Yes. The Philly.
-7.
A lot of tours, all right? You can go to her house near the Statue of Liberty and you can see the whole thing about how she made the flag.
I guess I'm a bad American. I've done none of these things.
It helps if you live on the East Coast.
I mean, I live in New York.
I've gone to Philly and Baltimore so many times, so I keep trying to find things to do.
I haven't even been to the Statue of Liberty. No, I've been to the Statue of Liberty. I haven't been to Ellis Island.
I haven't been to Ellis Island either.
My grandma came through Ellis Island, so I do like really one day want to get there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Anyways,
Farrah's board.
Farrah's board.
Mine. Okay. Principles of government.
Principles of government. It looks like we have one of our last week contestants who just joined us, Lucy. Hello, Lucy. Thank you for joining us. We accidentally announced you as the winner last time, but you put up a good fight. All right. What is the rule of law? Becca.
The Constitution? This is a weird question.
It is a weird question. Everyone must follow the law.
Oh.
Leaders must obey the law. Government must obey the law. No one is above the law. Unfortunately, that would be an incorrect answer. But it is your board.
How about recent American history?
Recent American history. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? Farrah.
Civil rights.
Civil rights. All right, and it's your board.
All right, let's do recent American history again.
Recent American history.
I think you need to reset the buzzer.
I do. Who did the United States fight in World War II? Becca.
The Axis powers, which were Germany, Italy, and Japan.
Japan, Germany, and Italy. I'll give it to you, even though it was out of order.
I'm glad I put in the countries. I was just going to stick with the Axis powers.
I was waiting for you to throw those countries in because, again, although I know that that's correct because I learned that in school, it's not on the answer key. So just what it is. And this is, and if you're watching and you're studying for your naturalization test, or you plan on taking it one day, this is good stuff to know. Like, literally, you might get it wrong if you don't answer it exactly as it is on the paper. It's going to depend on your officer. Some are a little more lenient than others, but I've seen it time and time again where if it's slightly off, like civil rights movement, we didn't need the movement, but if you noticed in the answer, it was in parentheses, so I didn't question your answer there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. But if you just said access powers, maybe they would have been nice and asked you, well, who are the access powers? Maybe. But again, Becca could speak to that more than I could.
Nope.
Apparently not, though. All right.
I can't speak to it at all. I never did naturalization, so.
Well, I think it's Farrah's board.
Okay, let's do colonial period.
Colonial period and independence. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? Becca.
The Native Americans.
Native Americans. And it's your board.
Rights and responsibilities.
Rights and responsibilities. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? Farrah.
Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, she says.
Yeah.
Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to petition the government, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. All right, I should mention at this point in time, and I'm not going to tell you if I should have said that the last question or this question, but we do have somebody who's one away from the win. Okay, so this could make or break it. It might have made or break it. Whatever, you know.
We know what you're saying. Got it.
All right. Becca, your turn.
Principles of American government.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to veto that because nobody's done 1800s, and I think
there's a reason for that. It was bad enough when she chose the colonial period.
1800s. All right.
Well, we're going to go with the 1800s. So saith the host.
All right.
Oh, this is an easy one, guys. No pressure. What is one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Becca.
Ooh.
Issued the Emancipation Proclamation to free the slaves.
Freed the slaves, Emancipation Proclamation. Saved or preserved the Union. Led the United States during the Civil War. And with that, this brings us to our final score. Tail roll, please.
Cute.
Winner is Becca.
Yay, Abraham Lincoln. Thanks for taking me over the top.
Yeah, really.
Well, it's a very lovely picture. And that was a hard fought. You know, thank you for letting me use the dunce guy, because again, my favorite. But what do you guys think? Do you think that test was easier than the last one?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, the questions are a little weird, and that's just the way it is. A lot of those questions on those applications. We can get into talking about the questions on the applications if you want to, but we'll save that for another day. But you know, it does give us some very basic information about American history, and you know that. How long is that? Does anyone know how long that's been a requirement? The civics part of the test? No.
As long as I've been around.
Farrah, did your husband take it?
He did. Yeah.
All right. Do you remember him studying for it?
I mean, I don't. I'm sure he probably did a little bit. He passed it.
That's all that matters.
It was all a blur. I don't really pay attention at that time.
Well, thank you both for, let me unshare the screen so we could say our goodbyes. Thank you both for participating today. You both did excellent. We appreciate your time and all the information that you shared. It's very fascinating to see how I mean, we may move on from immigration attorneys eventually, but you know how diverse a group of attorneys are in this country who practice immigration. We all come from different places. But we all come from immigrants. Either we're immigrants ourselves or we've come from them at some point. So I think it's pretty neat to hear everybody's connection to immigration, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to share it. And if you join us again, we'll be back in 2 weeks. That's March.
Wait. Does Farrah does get bragging rights though, right? She got 6 correct.
Well, she didn't get the 6 first, but she did get 6 correct, so she would have
correct. So I will just brag about that. Yes.
And I don't think she got more than 4 wrong, which is
no.
So I can still be a citizen. Is basically what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I was worried about that, so that's a good thing.
Yes, because you do get to, if you get 4 wrong, that you still can pass it. So that's So anyway, we will be back in 2 weeks with 2 brand new contestants to battle it out to see if they could become a naturalized citizen themselves. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. And if you have any questions, if you are looking for a lawyer, you got 3 fantastic ones staring at you on the screen right now. Our information is all up on the event page, which will remain up. We're here for hire. We're here to help you naturalize. Like I said, I think all of us can agree that it's a really rewarding thing to do. And anything else with immigration too, we're here for you guys. Thank you all for watching and have a fantastic evening.
Thank you. Bye.